Hey everybody, Jeff Marr with Elizabeth School District, and joining me is Michael Seefried with Running Creek Elementary. Michael is the principal of RCE. Thank you for joining
Oh,
us.
you're welcome. Glad to be here.
So, as you've probably seen, October is National Principals Month, and it's a month
Mhm.
dedicated to showing appreciation to our principals and
Yeah.
assistant principals and hardworking admin who have chosen this line of work. And so, we're going to ask you more about how you got started with it
Okay.
and some of the things that you like about the job and some of the challenges too. So let's start with your background. How did you get into education?
Well, that's a very unique story how I got into education. I went to school to be a pastor, a missionary, a
Mm,
Bible college. And it was at Bible college I met my wife, who had come to school to be an elementary teacher.
mm-hmm.
And throughout our relationship, we got to know each other, and she converted me into an elementary education teacher.
Right.
And so I made that transition to education in college. And I'm so thankful I did. I enjoy it very much. Love being a teacher, love being a principal.
And what many people may not know still is that your wife works for the school district. You both work
Yes,
together
we do.
here on site. And
And
so,
we're still together after
yeah.
39 years of marriage.
And how long have you worked together for Elizabeth School District?
This is our second year in Elizabeth School District. We really like it a lot here. We, in fact, just moved down here to Elizabeth this past summer. Really enjoy
Mm-hmm.
living here too. So
And what's that dynamic like? Where I mean, do you bring a lot of work home? And I'm sure she does too.
you do. It's hard not to talk about school sometimes, but we do take time for ourselves.
Good.
We go out and let's just go to a restaurant and have dinner and talk about some other things. Because we do have three children, three boys. They're all
Right.
grown. We're empty nesters. And we just love talking about our kids and learning about them. So we talk a lot about our kids and things we want to do.
So you both went into education,
Yes.
and you initially were going to be a pastor. That's
Yes.
interesting.
Yeah.
And now you're here at Running Creek Elementary.
Hmm.
So the principal of an elementary school here in Elizabeth. What's the experience like? What are some of the rewards of having that position?
Yeah. So my father was a pastor. That's one of the reasons
Mm-hmm.
I was going into that field. I enjoyed it. My parents were missionaries to West Germany when I was a child, so I got to experience that life growing up, and I got to see my father be a leader all those years, and the joy he had in it. And I started experiencing that as a teacher. I taught every grade level in the elementary, from kindergarten to sixth grade. In fact, for 5 years, Mrs. Seefried and I taught sixth grade together.
Mm-hmm.
You either had Mr. or Mrs. Seefried in sixth grade at our
Wow.
school at Mount Vernon Elementary in Toledo,
Yeah.
Ohio. And we enjoyed it. And I did that for over 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And really, really love being in the classroom with students. I still do. But I saw an opportunity to move into administration and moved into being a dean of students in Toledo, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And then that led us out here to Colorado and been an elementary principal out here. Been a director of schools for the State Department overseas in Central Asia and Kyrgyzstan, and then in Ukraine, Belarus, and Moldova.
So you've
So
done a
a
lot of
lot of
traveling.
experience. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, we enjoy traveling. That's probably my wife and I's biggest hobby.
And so your
So
wife, Kimberly, is director of special services.
yes. Yep.
And so you both live in the area,
Mm-hmm.
right?
We do.
And I talked about some of the rewards, right, of working at the elementary school. I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
you love interacting with the students, the parents, the community,
The
probably the
teachers.
teachers.
Yes.
You
Yeah,
guys do a
there's
lot of fun stuff here at RCE.
we do a lot of fun stuff. That's one of the reasons I love elementary. I've been at the high school and middle school and elementary level, and I love elementary because it's so much fun. You
Yeah.
can enjoy things. You like this week we have our Halloween parade coming up, and I get to dress up and I get to be in that parade with the
What are you going to be?
kids. Secret. Got to wait till.
Oh, it's a secret.
Yes,
Okay.
students don't know, and sometimes they don't know it's me until I reveal who it is.
Oh, wow.
So it's a lot of
Okay.
fun, but you get to do those things. And the other piece I love about elementary, a lot of growth in kids.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun to watch them grow and learn, especially reading.
Mm-hmm.
Students are all different how they learn to read, but it's a lot of fun to watch that and know that you're part of it.
Right.
And I love being here because I have the best teachers. Running Creek is an awesome school. I enjoy it.
And there's a reason that it's National Principals Month, not week.
Okay.
It's because it's a whole month of showing appreciation to what is a challenging role. And this is something where you put in a lot of hours
Mhm.
and you have to do a lot of work after hours, and you have to deal with some challenging situations as well, which leads me to my next question.
Mhm.
Some of the challenges, the obstacles that you face being a principal? Because it happens with every principal.
It does. And I do this because I love doing it. And
Mm-hmm.
so, when you love something, you're willing to put a lot into it. And so I love doing that. And I'm not a person that likes to stay after. I like to do a lot of stuff in the morning. I'm a morning
Early
person.
bird.
I'm an early bird. So
Okay.
you'll catch me at school at 5 in the morning easily, 4:30,
Uh-huh.
just doing work because it's nice and quiet.
Right.
Right. And I want to save all that energy so when the kids get here and the teachers, I have it. But I like to do a lot of my work in the morning. Um, Challenging things, for example, today, just making sure we have enough coverage, in the classroom, as simple as having subs and
Mm-hmm.
making sure you have people in place to help in the classrooms. That can be a challenge, especially out here in a rural district, having subs. But that's rewarding when you get work with your team and you find ways to fill that. And so I enjoy that piece of the job too. That's what I like about being a principal, the challenges I face every day.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And it makes the year go by fast too, doesn't it?
it does.
Yeah.
It does make the year go by faster, but when you work with a great team,
Mm-hmm.
you feel very rewarded and feel success, and you did it together.
Right.
I can't do this alone. One of the things I love talking about is I have a really good community here.
Mm-hmm.
We're a community school, and I want parents engaged. I want them in the building. I want them to participate, and I want teachers to bring them in and volunteer in the classrooms. And we have a really engaged parent community here.
That's good.
Very
And you
proud of
need
it.
that too for
Yes.
the challenge you described of
Yeah.
finding subs and working with the community to help identify some of those challenges throughout the year. So yes,
Yeah.
you need a good community to back a school.
Mhm.
Is there anything that people don't know about you, maybe a hobby or something that you've done in the past? For example, Kimberly Runyon, who I did the interview with, she writes her own children's books. I didn't know that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Is
I
there
didn't know that
anything?
either.
Yeah. So,
No, the big thing about me and my wife, we're very close. We've been married for 38 years,
uh-huh.
and we have 3 boys, and we love to travel. And throughout our life in these travels, one of the things that's been unique is that we lived through a revolution once in Central Asia.
Okay.
And so that was a very interesting experience. But it's an experience you'll never forget about.
Which country was
And
this?
it was in Kyrgyzstan. It's in Central Asia on the border
Okay.
of China. And it was a revolution. It took us almost 3 days to get out of the country.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was. We had to drive up into Kazakhstan
Uh-huh.
and just to get away from that country of Kyrgyzstan.
That's something you can't really predict when you're traveling.
Oh,
You
no.
can't plan that there's going to be a revolution.
Nope.
Uh,
No, but we just love traveling. We've been all over the world. And one of the things that I do, so is my wife and I have been engaged in an orphanage in South Africa.
mm-hmm.
For the last 20 years, my father and I established an orphanage in South Africa. We have 32 children who live on this property that we have helped raise. And
That's great.
I continue to work with that orphanage and the organization. It's a 501c3 here in the U.S. and a trust in South Africa. I try to go over every 6 to 10 months to take care of all the paperwork and books. And I've watched these children grow up and help them become productive citizens in South Africa.
And those are kids who have the most basic needs.
Oh, yes.
I mean, we're talking about
basics.
water.
Yeah, water, clothing, food, parents
Right.
have passed on, neglect.
That probably feels really rewarding.
It does. It's
Yeah.
really rewarding to see them grow up and be productive and
Yeah.
work in society, give back. And so it's very rewarding. Yes.
Well, if you can handle a revolution, you can handle whatever happens here in this school, right?
Yeah. I got so many great people to work with here. We can handle it. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for all the work that you do
Well, thank
for
you.
the community and for Running Creek Elementary. And as I've been telling all of our principals and assistant principals, a month is not enough to show thanks for all the hard work and hours that you put in and the difference that you make to it as a
Well,
principal.
thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Glad to serve the community.
And thank you for watching. Be sure to follow us on social media and check out our website too for more updates like this, elizabethschooldistrict.org.